A very good day, everybody. Welcome to this video around Watson Analytics for social media and the Ryder Cup project that I just have run. Some of you might have seen my blog already around Watson Analytics for social media and the Ryder Cup, but in this short video, I just would like to show you really all the steps that I took to come to certain conclusions, and hopefully it will give you insight as well how you can use Watson Analytics for social media really in an easy and quick way. First of all, hopefully you all have a Watson Analytics account, and if you have so, then the easiest way is just here on the left top corner, you go to Watson Analytics for social media. That's the first part. If you just have a Watson Analytics trial version, you can sign up for the social media as well for 10 days, and this video hopefully really gives you the steps to start using it really in a quick and simple way. First of all, what you normally would do is create a project and give the project a name. But for time purposes, I already created one. As you know, as I said in the beginning, I have written a blog around the Ryder Cup, and especially between the two teams, Team USA and Team Europe. Now, the idea behind that one is that I'm really a golf fanatic. I really love golf, and especially the banter between Europe and the USA. You can't get it better than every 2 years in the Ryder Cup. Now, first of all, what you would do if you start a project in the social media, you give it a name. In this way, I was really looking at two different projects. One was Team USA and one was the Team Europe, and I called this one Ryder Cup Europe. So the topics that I created is all the players' name. So you have 12 different players in one team, and then the USA has 12 as well. So what I've done is really started off with just the basic name. So in this case, it's Rafa Cabrera Bello. And in that one, I looked up as well his Twitter name and any other names that could come up basically with relating to Rafa Cabrera. The other parts that I really wanted is just to make sure that all the information that I'm getting is really related to the Ryder Cup and also with the golf. As you can see here already on the right hand side, you will get suggestions from Watson Analytics for social media as well. And what I have done here is I added some context term. So the Ryder Cup 2016, Team Europe, Ryder Blue, because that's what Team Europe is called this year, and really relating to golf. So what you will see here as well is just some extra suggestions what Watson Analytics says from, hey, you might want to add these ones as well. So Keimer, that's one of the other players. Westwood, one of the other players. Now the Ryder, of course, that's part of the cup itself. So you really can go through them and just get some extra ideas what comes up as a suggestion. So these are really all the include terms that I would like to use. So this is really all the names that I would like to use, really based for Rafa Cabrera Bello, and then the context term that I used for every single player. So all the players are exactly the same, and that's going to be exactly the same for the analysis that I ran for Team USA as well. So really to make sure that I have all the same kind of points, really to make the comparisons between the two really exactly the same. So as I said, I have all the names here. I did exactly the same as I did with the Rafa Cabrera. So I'm not going to go in every name individually. Then the themes, what I was really looking for is, okay, what kind of matches are played? So we have four balls. So that's really, two players against other two. Foursomes, exactly the same, but a little bit of different format. And then we have the single matches on the Sunday as well. They're really the themes that I was looking for. And just as an add-on, basically, just really to see, okay, is there something that I can find around the Ryder Cup? The driver, so that's one of the many tools that they use in the golf. How they are doing around putting, very important. Rookie, as you probably know or maybe not know, Europe is playing with 6 rookies, so they're really the unexperienced players in the Ryder Cup, and Team USA only with 2. So it's really quite a lot of talk around that one, and I want to see if I can capture that on social media. Then we have the experience. So Team USA, it should come up as a really experienced team. Now, the dates that I picked is just really randomly, so there's nothing really going on around that one, from the 1st of August until the 27th. So that's yesterday that I really start running it. The languages that you can select, and then the different sources. I selected them all. It's up to yourself if you think it's going to be very relevant for yourself. And then normally you have here a button and it says run or create analysis. Now, as I said, I already did that, and what came up is really the first screen is always around the topics. So we have the different topics here, and the topics, as you know, are the players' names. So Justin Rose, Rory McIlroy, Henrik Stenson, Lee Westwood, and so on. So as you can see here, they're really the graphs itself around the different players. And here on top, you really can see that Justin Rose and Henrik Stenson really are mentioned the most. Now, if you're really into sports a little bit, or this is the time that the Olympic Games were on, and Justin Rose, he got the gold medal, and Henrik Stenson got the silver medal. So that's why they really mentioned a lot in here. Now, probably in this whole circumstances, why are they really coming up in my analysis is that the form, and they were mentioned a lot in the news from, Justin Rose, member of Team Europe for the Ryder Cup, won the gold medal in that way. So that's how we really can, see it all around that part. Now, another part here is that Rory McIlroy on the 26th of September, really in the news a lot because he won the FedEx Cup, playing absolutely tremendous over the weekend. So all very positive, everything like that. But really, what else can you really get out of just a basic information like this? What you can do, as you see here on the bottom, it is basically a data tray that's been created by Watson Analytics. And if I just click here on sentiment, so you really can look from, hey, what is there really a difference between a positive or negative sentiment, everything like that. So you can select that. As you might have seen, it changed a tiny bit. There's not a big change in this one, and it's something that I don't really want to look into too much in this part of my analysis, but I just go a little bit further. So if I go to themes, that's where I have, the difference really about experience, about the game format, so the singles, podding, foursomes, everything like that. And what you really can see here is that Lee Westwood is really the biggest around experience. The reason why is that he only needs 2.5 points to become the highest, point collector basically for Team Europe and over the whole Ryder Cup. So his experience is extremely, extremely big. Same for Martin Keimer. He had the final shot a couple of years ago to win the Ryder Cup for Europe, what he did. So all this kind of stuff you really can, find over here. Now, what might be very important is really to look from, hey, what is really going on about, the rookies in Europe's team? Is that really, really important, and those kind of things? Now, I can really look into here a little bit more, but the other thing what I might do and think that, what I think is really a big benefit is to go into the sentiment part. And if I go into the sentiment part, what you will see is really, okay, we have all the players over here. Now, the view, you just can scroll to the different players, and let me just reset the chart a little bit. You can see if it's positive, ambivalent, neutral, negative, all around these players. Now, what I really would like to do is to see what is the sentiment around, the rookies, or how their experience is around the foursome or the four ball and those kind of things. That's really what I can do. So if I really look from the Ryder Cup, I want to see what is talked about these players and the Ryder Cup. So you can see here Matthew Fitzpatrick, very positive that people are talking about him and the Ryder Cup itself. Thomas Peters, Sergio Garcia, very interesting. He played quite a few times in the Ryder Cup and he shows up as negative. Rory McIlroy, neutral and a little bit positive. So it's all very interesting, information, and it's really all these kind of things that you really can look into from what is really going on. Can I see more around these kind of topics? So that's how you really can start using Watson Analytics for social media. Another point what you really can do as well is if you will go to geography, so you really can see, okay, where are the most hits coming from, so the most documents, where it's talked about the most. It comes out in a nice map, as you can see here. The United States comes up quite a lot, but also here the UK. So it's really a nice average between those two countries, because Team Europe has quite a lot of UK players, and of course the States, that's normal, and then the rest of the world is keeping an eye on it as well. So it's very interesting to have a look in that one, but it's not something that I really used. Something that is very important is really the sources. Where are the most hits coming from? So in this analysis, you can see that the most is really in the news. And again, Justin Rose, Hendrik Stenson is really around the Olympic Games, and it's only because I selected the time frame from the 1st of August until the 27th of September. So that's really the reason why they are really coming up. If you really think from, hey, that is not very relevant for me, what you can do here on the bottom of the tray, again, you select the dates, and what you can do here is just drag this over, maybe for just the last couple of days. So let's see from the 20th, so for a full week, let's see what, if there is a big difference. And you can see, and that's really tremendous with Watson Analytics for social media. You can see now Rory McIlroy, Lee Westwood, Chris Wood, Andy Sullivan. So they are really now massively in the news, and Henrik Stenson and Justin Rose are really just here a little bit lower. So very easy, very quickly, you can play around, you can see all different things, and the only thing you have to do is go back to it, press clear, and you have your original view again. So it's really great how you really can go around it. And the other thing what might be very relevant as well, you have to keep this in mind. This is just really for me because I'm really passionate about golf. But if you can use this for your own company, for your own analysis and everything like that, and you can find this kind of information around your own company, around your own products, around your competitors, everything like that, it's so easy, it's so valuable for yourself. You can select different time frames, different sources. How are people really talking about it? Now, in this case as well, what might be very nice is top sites as well. Twitter, there's a lot about Twitter, of course, YouTube, everything like that. Now, this is really all the different sources that we have. But if you really want to look from, hey, what news websites or what top sites are really talking a lot, you can see here motors.ie. Why is that? Is that because it's more male people that are really interested in motors and they talk about the golf as well, or is it because they are sponsors around those kind of players? The Daily Mail, Ad Hoc News, Sky Sports News, CBS, so all really the big news websites and everything like that that are really talking about all these kind of players. And again, as you can see here, with the colors, if you hover around it as well, Justin Rose really a lot. But if you're just going to go again and you would change a little bit just the date for the last week again, you really can see there's a big change again. The Daily Mail was talking a lot, the motors has been changed. So every single time you can keep changing this kind of information if you want to. The other thing what you could do as well, if you really want to, is really look for, is there really a difference in sentiment? Do you really want to change that very quickly? So I just select here the positive sentiment and just see, if there's going to be a big change in those websites. And there really is actually. You can see really there's quite a lot of positive talks about Justin Rose. Who else do we got? Hendrik Stenson, Rory again. So it's, you really can walk around it in a very simple and easy way. That's really what I would, want to show you in a quick manner. Now, the good thing is, and this is really something that I really would like to highlight for you guys, is every single time that you create a Watson Analytics for social media project, it creates a data set as well. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm really going to work around that and just would like to show you what you really can do as well with the data set as well. So I'm just going to go in here. So if you really would like to have a quick look from what can I do, so here I created basically exactly the same what I did before. So it's a mention ID by topic and by theme. So it's exactly the same view as you saw in the social media project. But the cool part is now I'm just going to go back here and select the data. Is here I have exactly the same data set for Team USA. So I am just going to very quickly create the same visualization. So it's just a tree map that I had, and I'm just going to go here in the themes. Oh, let me just, that's that one. And it's just really, exactly the same as I said before. So topic. So I'm going to go there. And then the size is going to be the mention ID. So it's really exactly, I'm just creating exactly the same visualization as you've seen before. And the only thing that I'm just going to remove here is the blanks, because I don't really want to see that in my visualization. Here you go. So I have Team USA now as well. I'm going to save this one and up. Let's make this quickly. Team USA. Here we go. So I'm going to save this. And what I'm going to do now is, and I'm very enthusiastic, as you probably can hear, is I'm just going to go into display and I'm going to create a new display. Just a quick dashboard. Ryder Cup 2016. Create. Going in here. Just going to do a free form analysis, and basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in my folders. I created a data set, and if you want to see more how we can do it, we have multiple different videos around that as well that will be made available on the same channel as well. So here, Team USA, I just drag and drop, and that's basically the visualization that I just created over here. At this moment a little bit unclear, but I'm going to show you very quickly how you can adjust this as well. Okay, so let me just go in there, and I'm going to do exactly the same for Team Europe. I'm going to put that there. Let me just there. And if you just bear with me for a few seconds, so that's all there. So I have all them. Okay, so I have my basically the graphs that I want to use, and the nice part here is I'm going here into format. So as you can see here, it's the Team Europe that I've selected at this moment. You basically decide if you want to see a few bits and pieces. Now I don't want to see the filter option, and I don't want to see the title. I just want to see the graph, just to make it very clear and neat. I'm going to do the same for Team USA. I'm going to remove them as well very nicely. Absolutely perfect. And the nice thing, and this is really fantastic, is you have the filters here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to have a quick look and find my sentiment, because I love sentiment. I want to see how people are really talking about different topics and everything like that. And then I'm going to do exactly the same for the filter for Team Europe. I'm going to put that there as well. Okay. Now what we're going to do is, as you can see, let me just see if I can make it at the same level. Okay. And what we're going to do is really from, okay, do we see really a difference between the two teams, everything like that. So let me start with Team Europe as Team USA, so very positive there. And I'm going to do the same for Team Europe as well, very positive there. And as you probably can see, and let me just open this even further a little bit. Absolutely sweet. There we go. Up. And oh, let me just deselect that one. And here as well, you really can see all the different teams that we have. But if you just would see, how they talk about, the different formats, everything like that. So in Team USA, they really talk quite positive in the foursomes and everything like that, about all the different players. But in Europe, it's, almost nobody. So it's only Lee Westwood that you really can see there. So it's really from, hey, what is really going on? Is it just because Europe is not good at foursomes or something like that, or is it really because you're placed with rookies? Now, in this way, ladies and gentlemen, it's really from, in a quick, easy way. I went around the social media aspects. I had a quick, look around, play with the different filters that were there, but also at the end, what can you do with your data? Can you reuse it? Can you imagine if you have your own data and Watson Analytics for social media data, and you create that all in the same dashboard, visualization, display, no matter what you want to call it. And this is, all the stuff that you can present. Now, I am aware it's a very quick video. It's not, all really to the pinpoint and everything. But if you have a little bit more time and play around with it, it's absolutely going to be fantastic. If you got any questions around this, just leave a comment here on the video, and we definitely going to reply back to you. Another way is just go to Erwin Naagtgeboren IBM, and then you can find my webpage as well and ask all the questions that you want. Thank you, and I really hope that you all enjoy Watson Analytics for social media and really, start working around it and get the great